Hi, Susan from Susan's Art and Junk Journaling. I've got 4 Reader's Digest book pages. I like how they pretty much go to the edge, but I'll be cutting some off. It's another one of my wing it projects, so I'm curious as to see how this one turns out. Oh, I can't open that. There we go. I've got my gesso in a little pot here so I don't contaminate the whole container. I will lightly paint the background of the page. I would still like to see some of the words so that you know that it is a book page. Popping through, I will paint all 4 of these pages and let it dry. Paint with gesso, that is. I've got my egg shape. It's kind of rough. I folded the bottom of these gesso painted pages up. I will take a pencil and I will go to about here, so maybe about halfway down I will do the painting. I put a drop of my Dollar Tree Red, Tangerine Cream, Pale Daffodil. I definitely do not want a real bold red. Got my white. I'm going to thin that down quite a bit. Not thin. Add white to it so it's not so bold. I want more of a pink. There we go. Those are more of an Easter color in my mind. What I want to paint is a sunset on each of these pieces of paper. Not a sunset, a sunrise. Of course I mean sunrise. Get my paintbrush a little bit wet. I always get my bristles wet. This isn't a very wide brush. It's about the width of my pinky. I'm going to start with the lightest color on the bottom, and I have drawn, so here's where the pocket will fold up, and I wanted to start a little lower. So I'm going to do about 1/3 of the yellow, 1/3 of the peach, and 1/3 of the pink. Isn't that pretty? I'll paint all 4 of these and let them dry. I don't like to waste paint. Whenever I have leftover paint, I like to throw the paint onto just miscellaneous pages that I've already got just laying aside. I'd like to make some different shades of blues and purples. It's kind of a really dark blue. Come on. Ugh. There we go. There. A lot of these paints I've had since we lived in Arizona, so they're not in the best of I mean, there are various shades of drying, I think. Let me work on my blues. I want these to be a little purple, so I'm going to add some reds to them. I'll just keep mixing these until I'm happy with my colors. I'll start with my lightest. Just cover an area. Doesn't matter how. So I'm going to put the egg pattern on here. I kind of like the texture that made. Whew, that one's rich. I'll let all those dry. Now I'd like to make a green. And for grins and giggles, just drop. I still have my same flat brush. This is the upper part of the book page where I did the sunset colors, and then this is folded up. So here's the front. I'll flip it over. So for here down, I'm going to do kind of grass strokes. And I'll do that to all four. I've watered down the whites, the tangerine, and the yellow, the creamy dandelion yellow. And I'm going to do splatters. Ooh, that brush is way too wet. Ooh, baby. Lit. There's a lesson, guys. You really can't differentiate between the yellow and the peach when it gets spritzed onto the paper. I'm going to do this to all four of the purples. Back to the pocket. So this is the sunset, or no, the sunrise. I keep saying sunset. And then this is simulating the grass. This is thin. I want to glue all of these onto a substrate. This won't be showing. The whole point is so that we've got something on the back of here that we can write on. I will just take my Yoo-Hoo glue stick and glue onto the back of this book page to make this a little bit more rigid and substantial. And I will do that to all of these. This is the egg shape that I used. I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller to make a smaller shape for the inside. I've got this pretty spring yellow again. Tracing the egg on the back side. Give myself a little bit of room. And I want to see if I can tear it. Into the egg shape. And give myself a bit of a fighting chance. I'll just cut. And paper's got grain, so sometimes it tears nice and other times it doesn't. I'm going to try to follow. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I just want it to have kind of an egg shape. Go. And you can kind of see what I'm going for here. I'm going to trace on the inside of this again and make the egg a little smaller. Cut this out. I had pink left over, the pink paint left over when I was painting the sunset scenes. I will trace, oh, I should have been doing it on the back. Okay, so I'm going to do this over, do it on the back, and then tear out 4 pink ones. This purple was book page. I needed to glue it onto some scrapbook paper so you could use this as journaling spaces. I just trimmed just ever so slightly around that purple just to give it a little bit of a green tinge. In a recent video, I had shown this sticker book that I had purchased at a gift shop. I'm trying to find like egg type of images. So there's those two. And so let's see, there's a bunny there. Oh, a nest with eggs. It looks like this is a constellation. But I did find this page. I think this is different. A child crying because there's chicks climbing on her. So I will choose 4 stickers and put them on my eggs. These are about a little bit bigger than 4 1/4 inches wide. 5 1/4 inches tall. My sewing machine started getting really unhappy with me. It started right here. So there's that one. In it. My machine did not like this stitch at all. Oh, I lied. It did like that stitch. But after I did this stitch, it started doing this. I have to say, this didn't quite turn out how I had envisioned it. See, look at how unhappy it was back here. That just looks terrible. So I don't know where I went wrong with this. I'm thinking it was the yellow. That was just a little bit too vibrant. if I could have used a white music sheet instead of this yellow, I think I'd be happier with this. What do you think? Where did I go wrong with this? Maybe I should have used white music paper where the pink was. Or is there just too much clashy going on with the green? I don't know. What would you have done differently to make this a little bit more successful? Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, I know this isn't the best video to choose to subscribe on, but if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, I would appreciate it if you could. Bye-bye. I decided to take walnut stain to the yellow to bring it down a little bit. It's just too vibrant. I think I like that a little bit better. This one already. Let me try this one. Tone it down so it's not so screaming. If you like it bright and vibrant, you won't want to do this. Kind of just brings it down a notch, doesn't it? One more. And when I bought these new, they were already dry, so I really hesitate buying, and I got them from Michael's. Meaning these. I find it very disappointing. You spend good money on stuff like that and it's turn out the way you want it to. There we go. Did I fix it? I still have this die cut package that I've had for a good couple years because we've lived in this house 2 years, and I bought it when we lived in one of our last houses. And the number is, you see that above the shiny, 2318566. I don't even know if it's still sold. I'm going to glue those onto some music sheet. Yoo-hoo. Choked on something, so now I'm coffee. You know how you get like that and you just can't stop coughing after something like that? And I don't care if my music sheet's upside down. That doesn't bother me. And I'll cut those out. I added some lace on top with some silver mesh between, a couple of buttons, a little rhinestone, some of this. I don't even know what this is called. Got it from Dollar Tree. Same thing with this one. You know, you can just keep going and going and going, can't you? I think I'm stopping there, though. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.